My name's John Stocker. I'm now 43 years old and I'm from the United Kingdom. I'm from the UK and my best backyard so far is 81 yards. Backyard races was intriguing. I did my first one just as lockdown with COVID came on. It got postponed until the October instead of June. And I was intrigued in how 4 miles would be an effort. How after running 100-mile ultras, how 4 miles could be so much of an effort to do. And it was intriguing. So I took myself along to a backyard race and I did that in October. It rained from the first moment we put the tent up. It rained the whole way through the race and it continued raining through the last lap as well. And I was fortunate enough to win my first backyard ultra. I won that with 41 yards. So that was it was quite a nice experience. My history of backyards is very short. I've run 4. The second one being the one where we broke the world record back in 2021, where we took it to 81 yards. That was my second ever backyard race. So it jumped very quickly. And then the last 2 after that, I had a medium one at 40 and the one in June ended for me at 75 yards. So it's been a mixed bag of just 4 backyard races. So I think there's still a lot more to come yet, a lot more to learn, but also a lot more to come. I'm not the fastest and I'm definitely not the best. For me, I put myself as an average runner and I put myself at the low end of the pack. For backyard, for me, I think backyard appeals because it's a game changer. It's a leveler. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be that person that's always in the front. You can run your own race. All you've got to do is keep moving forward. For me, backyard opens the door up to everyone and anyone, and it allows everyone to mix with each other. And backyards are a great way to see that actually the person that's still there at the end, it's the person that wants it the most. The one that's the more determined, the one that's got just that little bit of edge on them that just they won't give in. They don't want to ring that bell and they're determined not to be outdone. They don't have to be a runner, but they just have to have something up here that allows them to keep moving forward. And hopefully that'll be me. Until the last 2, it's not really a race. Until it's down to 2, you're out there just mixing with other like-minded people, running, having fun. You can have chats to people that you'd never think you'd in this world be able to talk to. There's ultra guys in these races that are superstars and they're on the same start line as you. And I get to go there as a tourist in a few weeks' time and I'll be there with my camera and I'll be taking selfies of me with all the greats and I'll be there lining up and with them. And backyard allows you to have that chance to run alongside them. It allows you to talk to them. And until it gets down to the last 2, I think everyone's there just trying to see how far we can push humanly possible without breaking the bodies. I'm quite enjoying most of it. I think it's trying to get the pace right. It's trying to slow down. It's understanding that how you don't have to push and push and push. You can relax as long as you're okay with the timings and you've got your time on. You don't have to be pushing so hard all the time. You can relax. You can enjoy it, and that's nice. In that race in Suffolk, I turned up, and it was for me. I had no concept that there was a world record in this type of race. I had no concept that there was a European record. I turned up there as it was just another race. I turned up there to enjoy it because it wasn't raining. It was sunny. It was gorgeous weather. And for me in Suffolk that year, there was no thought of we've got to get past that number. We've got to beat that number. We've got to beat that to get the record. I had no idea. As the race went on, me and Matthew Blackburn, who's also coming to Biggs, we ended up something like lap 35 on our own. Everyone else had dropped, and it was just me and Matthew at lap 35. And we were just going around together. We had no concept of let's push this to the next level. Let's go further if we can. Not until the race director said, if you do 10 more laps, you've got the European record. At that point, it was like, there's a record in this. and we pushed. We got the European record, and then of course it was then, well, if you just push a little bit more, you could have the world record. Okay, well, neither of us are ready to drop yet, so we can keep going. We'll see where we get. When you break that world record, you expect this big fanfare, this big way. It's not. It's still, have you got more? And if you've got more, you put your foot on that line and you go again. And I think when you break that record, there's something inside you that you feel great. You feel that you've made some sort of step for people to be proud of you. For me, it was more that it gave my kids something to be proud of me for. And hopefully we can do that again. I think after realizing that we broke the world record, during the time that the world was in, it was quite a hard time because COVID was still around. We were still having to social distance. We broke the world record. We had the 81 yards. It went berserk and everything jumped on it. Then to hear that I've qualified with that to go to Bigs, to meet lads, to be a part of this huge field with, at the time when it was going to go ahead, it had Courtney, it had everyone there being there. Harvey was going to be there. All the great names were going to be there. Maggie was going to be there, and it was almost like a dream come true because you'd go there. And to me, again, I'd be going there and being going there with my selfie stick and just trying to get some pictures of me being with some of these greats in this world. And then COVID hit more, and we didn't have a chance. We weren't allowed out of the country. And my letter to travel arrived one day too late, and ended up watching 2021, sat here on the sofa with my son, not having a chance to get there. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but at the same time, I have that little child inside me that is screaming that he wants to get there and run and enjoy and see the course and see the place and be with everybody. And at the same time, also that when I am there, everything gets left out on the course and nothing gets held back. I'd love to see this year top the 110 because I think it's got the talent in that field to top the 110. Each time we break this record, we seem to break it by one lap and one lap. I think it'd be great at Bigs this year to see that record have another jump and to go beyond the 110. I think in the Bigs, in the backyard format, it only takes, and this is what happened to me in June, it only takes you to have one bad lap or one thing happen, and it's a game changer. And you could be the number one there in a few weeks' time, and you could be doing absolutely fantastic. And it only takes one thing to change, and you can be out. And it can change so quickly. It only takes one or two laps to go wrong, and you're on your back heel and you're out of the race. So no matter who we are going into this race, number one or number 75 in the world, everyone's got that chance to be the winner this time because backyard leaves it wide open. And as the great man says, it's hard. It's not hard until it is. It's easy until it gets hard, and it can get hard in just a lap.